Hello and welcome back to my channel, Boozy Bookish Thoughts. I'm Justine and welcome friends to my first ever TBR video. Woo! Yay! So by the time this video goes up, it will have been the day after my birthday. So I'm in a celebratory mood, so we're drinking sparkling wine. Mm-hmm. So we're having some sparkling wine. This is not special sparkling wine. I bought this for like 300 pesos, which is about like $6, I think, a little less than because of the exchange rate now. So, cheers. Cheers to me for my birthday. I'm also eating cake. Oh, it's not really cake, it's more like tart. But yes. So, join me as I plan my birthday month's reading. As we go through this channel, as more and more videos will come up, you will realize that I do not read quickly. I am a very slow reader. It depends. Mostly because of my autism and ADHD, I have a hard time like maintaining the pace of reading. Or I binge read and get through like 5 books in a weekend. But that happens. It has to be like a good series or a good book. But mostly I read really slow, but I always set what is an ambitious TBR. um when I say ambitious, I always set at least 4 to 5 books on my TBR. But oh, sorry about that sound. I'm filming daytime right now. Because I have some birthday celebrate. I'm filming this before my birthday. It's just gonna go up after my birthday, and I have a bunch of like celebrations happening tonight. So I'm just sneaking in this filming. Yeah. So I always set an ambitious TBR of around 4 to 5 books, and that's 4 to 5 print books or ebooks and 4 to 5 audiobooks, because I always have at least one going on each. So one print or ebook and one audiobook going on. So I set separate TBRs for those, and I set 4 to 5 for each, but I never get through all of them, as in never. And I also always allow myself to change my mind halfway through. Like if I set a TBR that's full fantasy, but then after one book I'm like, I really want a thriller. I change it up. So these are more, as in all things in my life, these are more like guidelines, Pirate's Code, for what I'm going to read. But I will always tell you when I film my wrap up what I actually ended up reading, and we will compare it to my TBR. I usually carry over books. I almost always have carryover books. Without getting into it further, let's get into it. So my first book for my July TBR is a carryover book, and that is The Traitor's Blade by Sebastian de Castell. I just had a executive function brain fart on this, and I couldn't finish it. I loved it so much. I was loving it, and I flew through the first half of it, but then work got crazy. I had to do some trainings and a bunch of stuff, and it just completely threw off my reading rhythm, and I ended up not finishing it in time for June. So I'm pushing it to my July TBR, but I'm hoping to finish it this first weekend of July. I'm filming this on July 1st. So I'm hoping to finish it this first weekend of July, which I'm taking as a long weekend and not working for my birthday. Happy 4th of July, if anyone from the US is watching. That's my birthday. Um, the next is The Honor of the Queen by David Weber. This is the second book in the Honor Harrington series. It's a military sci-fi series, and it centers on a captain of a ship who is Honor Harrington, and like her struggles as a young captain in the military of this not fantasy, sci-fi world. It's a little off my usual style of books, but it is my partner's favorite series. So he suggested I read the first one, and I did really enjoy the first one. It gave me a lot of feelings, especially during the climax. So I decided to pick, and I found the second one for free on Scribd. Not for free, I mean included in my membership on Scribd. So I decided to pick it up, and I decided to. Last June I joined Whatever-a-thon, and I had this on my TBR for Whatever-a-thon. But obviously Whatever-a-thon is over now. But I decided to keep it on my July TBR, just to make my partner happy. No, just because I've been meaning to get to it, and I figure it's time to do it now. Um, I might not do it right after Traitor's Blade. I might pick up this next book first, which is Rotten to the Core by T.E.Kinsey. This is the eighth book in the Lady Hardcastle series, which is a series of historical cozy mysteries about Lady Hardcastle and her lady's maid Flo Armstrong. I'm not sure the exact plot of or the exact synopsis of this edition, this Rotten to the Core, but I presume someone is found dead, and that Lady Hardcastle and Flo will have to solve the murder, because that's always what happens in historical cozy mysteries. It's formulaic, but I love it. And I'm in the mood for a good like cozy mystery, so I might read that first after Traitor's Blade. After those two, I would have completed my cycle of 5 new books. When I say new books, it's because I am in the process of trying to finish all of my unfinished books, which I will talk about some more in a different video. But for now, suffice it to say that I am working through a list of all my unfinished books since like 2018, and I'm doing it a little at a time, going slowly. And right now, I'm allowing myself to read like 5 new books for every 5 unfinished books that I finish. So after those 3 books, I would have completed my cycle of 5 new books. So after this, I will be reading Pride and Prejudice. Oof, that's a hard word to say. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, which at this point I am like 80% through, but I just couldn't be ours. I'm sorry. Can I? I just couldn't be bothered to finish it. I know this is a much beloved classic by so many people, so this is an unpopular opinion, but it just wasn't doing it for me. It just wasn't. It really wasn't. I found their problems to be. Everyone says it's a classic because you can still relate to the problems and everything, but I just could not. Like the big climax of Lydia eloping, it's like I don't know. It's just me, and I live in a pretty conservative country, and like my mom eloped, but mm, I couldn't be bothered. But I do want to finish it for the sake of saying I have finished it. So I'm not DNFing it, and I'm going to finish it. But unlike some of my unfinished books, I'm not going to be starting over from the beginning. I'm going to pick it up from where I left off and just finish it, because I feel like even if I don't remember the details of what happened, doesn't really matter. It just is going to be us finishing it for the sake of ticking the box and saying I've finally read Pride and Prejudice. Um, the next book is the one I'm really excited about, and this is Battleground by Jim Butcher, which is the most recent book in the Dresden Files series, which is possibly my favorite book series of all time. Of all time? Possibly of all time, but it is my favorite book series. And um this is the most recent book, and I just got depressed and didn't finish it. Um and I'm really excited to finish it because obviously it's my favorite series, it's my favorite character. And it's really a kind of a he's at a crux in his life, or he's at a crucial point in his life. So I do want to see what happens. Also motivating me is the fact that my partner is flying through the series. I gave him the first book as like an anniversary present, and he just fell in love with it and is now binging the entire series. And I feel like I need to be able to say I finished the series, or I finished all the books before he did. and he's getting really close and it's kind of tense, so I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I do want to try. So I want to be able to talk about it with him in its entirety. So Battleground by Jim Butcher. So those are my five print or ebooks TBR. I just call them print because I'm reading them and I'm like, accessing them visually. But most of these are ebooks. So those are my five ebook TBRs. So that's Finished Traitor's Blade, and then Honor of the Queen, and Rotten to the Core by T.E.Kinsey, Pride and Prejudice, and Battleground. And then for my audiobooks, I finally finished Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I will talk about that in my next video. I'm going to film that right after this. So I'm going to talk about that. But after that, I have 4 books on my audiobook TBR. And those are, the first one is Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. This is like a thriller mystery about a group of people who end up on a deserted island, and like secrets come out and they all have pasts, and maybe there's murder, I'm not sure, or like creepy crawlies going on. But yeah, it was a book of the month pick, I think, in January, and it just came out this year. So I'm pretty interested to see what it's about. And I'm, like I said earlier, I'm in the mood for a good mystery. Hopefully this will scratch that itch. After that, I am also in the mood for a cozy, but like a kind of squishy romance. And I picked Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, which is very well beloved. And I'm debating between Red, White, and Royal Blue and One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. Both of these, I'm not sure which one I'll pick up. I might pick up Red, White, and Royal. I just picked Red, White, and Royal Blue to put on my official TBR because there is the movie coming out, or the series coming out. So I want to say I've read it before the series comes out. But if I decide I want to read about myself more rather than dudes falling in love, then I will read One Last Stop. But Red, White, and Royal Blue, I think everyone knows what this is about at this point. It's what happens when the son of the American president and the son of, or like the Prince of Wales or something like that, fall in love. And it is just adorable from everything I've heard. And I can't wait to have read it. And then my next book on my TBR, on my audiobook TBR, is Magpie Murders by Anthony Horowitz. It's kind of a murder mystery within a murder mystery. It's about an editor who's reading the manuscript of one of her authors, who is a murder mystery writer, and then she begins to suspect that the mystery she's reading about really happened, or that the murder she's reading about really happened. So it's a little bit about that. I'm a little wary about this because I'm always reading about, or I'm always seeing books that are marketed as like a new twist on the classic murder mystery, or a new twist on the locked room classic. And I'm like, sometimes I don't want a new twist. I just want to read a locked room mystery, or I just want to read a straight up mystery. But you know, I also always get really curious, and maybe it'll be the best thing ever. But I'm a little wary, but I will try it out. It is pretty far down on the list, so we might not make it. We probably won't make it, but it's still there. The last is a big maybe. I'm not sure I'm in the mood for this, but it's been on my audiobook TBR for so long, and I hear so many good things about it, especially on BookTube. So I'm going to try and get to it, which is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. It is about two sisters who run away from their strict and ruthless or cruel father and join a mysterious game, once a year game. But then one of them gets kidnapped and the other one has to rescue her. And, you know, fantasy stuff happens along the way. So Those are my audiobook TBRs. So that's Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins, Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, and then Magpie Murders by Anthony Horowitz, and then Caraval by Stephanie Garber. So those are my print books and audiobook PBRs. It is very ambitious. There is no way I'm going to finish this. As you will see when my June wrap up comes, there's a huge difference. There's a huge gap between my TBR and my wrap up. But you know, it's exciting for me. It makes me happy to plan big for my reading. So there, let me know down below what you think of any of these books. Are any of these good picks? Have you read any of them? Which one are you most excited about? Should I alter the order in which I read them? So let me know. Leave a like and a comment. If you don't have a comment about the books, then just leave a birthday cake emoji, because this video is going up the day after my birthday. So thank you, and I hope to see you again in my next video. Cheers!